Hey everyone, Luke Dog here, and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. We are going to continue exploring the hinterlands, at least southward anyway. We're going to go collect some of these shards. Probably do that, and then looks like we might be able to go up here and possibly around, or maybe go through this way. See if we can pick up the side quest. Oh, first I should probably put the shards on the map. Duh. There we go. Let's see. Sarah. Yeah, let's go. What do we got for requisitions? Decorative gems. Where would I find decorative gems? My new armor looks pretty nice. I'll take you. Of course there's a bear. There's always a bear. This is bear country. Leave him be. I got more important things to worry about. Of course, there's a bear over here, too. Leave him be. Let's get this one first. Seriously, you can't squeeze through that? Disengage. Up there, isn't it? It's followed us. If it's up there. Which means I bet we gotta go through the fortress. If that's the case, spin the weed. Let's go collect some of these. Good thing this is only ankle deep. The weed. Now that I think about it, I think that one ocularium up north is probably in that dragon lair. I think what happened was I kept dying, so it didn't save. Okay, let's fight ya. On a weird footing right here since the bear's clipping through the rocks. Thank you. Now then. Let's get the one in the fortress next. we gotta go up here. Ah. Smart. I knew there must have been a safe way down. I should really sell stuff. Solus, what are you rocking right now? 53. Eh, wouldn't be worth it. Owie. I should have known that would happen. Sandra. $115. Nah. Not worth it. Here we go. Let's go on back there. Complete this little side quest. If you guys ever feel like talking, go ahead. Or we could just listen to the sounds of nature as we pass by. Oh, that's nice. Yep. Good work, everybody. Let's see if we can get that quest. Then I think this should be everything down in the south. I also found out that to do the Felindars thing, you actually have to go to a different area that we have not unlocked yet to get it. So yeah, that's going to be a quest I can't do for a while. This is not a good idea. Everybody move. Everybody move. Please scoot over. Please scoot over. I do not want to slip. I do not want to slip. Thank you. There is no way up. No. Nope, there's no way up. Let's try going this way. Get some onyx while we're here, because why not? Slowly slide. Spin the weed. Fine, I'll get rid of something. Tevinter Bear Country. We never left it. Duck. Should be a way up here. Can I actually go through this waterfall? Nope, it's pushing me back. You guys take care of him. Well, if that's the case... Oh... Oh, hello. This leads nowhere. This has nothing. Dang it! Thought I had something. How the heck do we get up there? It's probably a blatant path or something that I'm just not seeing. Mountains.
I confess, Solus, I am surprised you decided to remain.
Why? The breach remains a threat to us all.
Just the same. I wondered if you might leave now that we have a plan to seal it.
Ah, because I am an apostate. I might flee before the Inquisition throws me in chains. I take my commitment seriously, Seeker. Come what may, I shall see this through.
As you wish. Though I cannot guarantee what will happen in the days to come.
Oh, I don't know how to get up there. There's gotta be a blatant path that I'm just not seeing or something. Shouldn't be this hard for me, but I don't know. Might as well go do that one. Come on. Let's go take out a Carter leader.
They appear to be Cartelirium smugglers.
I ever weave. Hey, Nug. So we're going to an actual new area, looks like. Maybe we should have brought Varric with.
Must be an old deep roads access. Looks ancient.
It seems the dwarves have found new use for it.
Sarah's claim to have lived in Denham cannot be verified, but seems likely. The alienage there was neither stable nor secure. Many residents of the city fled the region following the Blight. Given her nature, Valerio would have seen right for the targets. Wait, I've read this already. Oh. On red Jenny caches in populated areas, it bewilders how such things go unnoticed, but perhaps that is the power of the practiced servant. They are keenly aware of what escapes the preoccupied eye. Sarah, of course, can spy them instantly. She seems an extreme version of a very narrow definition of perceptive. I've pressed for a schedule, or even some hint of procedure, but she's content to rely on the unknown. It may seem exciting, but I should find it ever so frustrating if I were searching. It's just red, right? Bet she'd see it if it was on a hat out of season. There isn't a dwarf alive who remembers the deep roads as they once were. They were the network of tunnels that joined the Tigers together. To be honest, it isn't even right to give them such a simple term as tunnels. They are works of art, with centuries of planning demonstrated in the geometry of their walls, with the statues of the paragons that watch over travelers, with the flow of lava that keeps the deep roads lit and warm. The cloud gazers up on the surface talk of the imperial highway built by the magisters of old, a raised walkway that crosses thousands of miles, something that could only have been built by magic. Perhaps it is comparable to the deep roads, although we dwarves didn't need magic. I suppose it doesn't matter anymore. The Darkspawn ruled the deep roads now. When Orzammar sealed off the entrances to the deep roads, abandoning everything that lay out there, we handed over the kingdom that was to those black bastards forever. To think that there are Genlocks crawling over Bonamar now, tearing down our statues and defiling our greatest works. Corruption covers everything we built out there. Every dwarf who goes out and comes back says that it gets worse with each passing year. The foulness spread a little further. The cloud gazers think the Darkspawn are gone just because they aren't spilling out onto the surface? Huh. One day when Orzammar is gone for good, they'll find out differently. Those Darkspawn won't have anywhere else to go but up, and they'll do it. The surface folk will have themselves a blight that will never end. Transcript of a conversation with a member of the Dwarven Mining Caste, 890 Blessed. That's right. Blights are only what comes up on the surface. Dwarves have to deal with Darkspawn practically every day, underground. Hello. He's probably just having a nice drink and all of a sudden, boom, shield. come. Stop running around. Some Drake-stone while we're here. Where do we want to go? Ooh, there are multiple levels. Let's see what's down here. Anything? Some kind of mechanism. Okay, then. So big, deep mushrooms. Hi there. Nate's way of saying hi. Shield to the face. Cardinal and security. We should be secure enough from outsiders. I'm more concerned about attracting darkspawn from the lower tunnels. We don't have the manpower to push them further in. Keep the product on the upper levels and barricade the bridge. Secret storeroom? Parasite. I should really just go back to Haven and sell all my stuff. Sarah, can you open that? Thank you. Deface Carta Notice. Much of Alamar remains closed to us. Anyone interested in changing that should meet here tomorrow, 1 hour past noon. T. Series of notes have been scrawled below. Stop wasting time on that damn door. I don't care what's behind it. The mechanism's broken. More importantly, who cares? We're a product to move, and you want to see if some ancient dwarf locked up the good tea set? We're short-handed as it is. If I hear you've taken another group to the lower levels in search of gears, I'll make you sorry. L. First of all, I think this place used to be a trade post. There should be something valuable behind that door. And just how will you make me sorry? I'll use my imagination. And knives. First Liska, now Brenor. Caught him trying to steal some of the product. Just a little bit, just to keep, he says. Nug shit. Trying to make a little extra on the side, thinking I wouldn't notice. I will not be undermined. Your cousin said we could trust Brenor, so you will handle it. If I'm not happy, you won't be either. Solus. You're at 111. Oop. Sorry.
Darkspawn. These won't be the last.
Don't mind us. Sneaky sneak. Those who have sought to claim heaven by violence destroyed it. What was golden and pure turned black. Those who had once been mage lords, the brightest of their age, were no longer men, but monsters. Threnodies 12:1. Sin was the midwife that ushered the Darkspawn into this world. The Magisters fell from the Golden City, and their fate encompassed all our worlds, for they were not alone. No one knows where the Darkspawn come from. A dark mockery of men, in the darkest place they thrive, growing in numbers as a plague of locusts will. In raids, they will often take captives, dragging their victims alive into the deep roads. But most evidence suggests that these are eaten. Like spiders, it seems, Darkspawn prefer their food still breathing. Perhaps they are simply spawned by the darkness. Certainly, we know that evil has no trouble perpetuating itself. The last blight was in the Age of Towers, striking once against at the heart of Tevinter, spreading south into Orlais and east into the Free Marches. The plague spread as far as Ferelden, but the withering and twisting of the land stopped well beyond our borders. Here, Darkspawn have never been more than the stuff of legends. In the northern lands, however, particularly Tevinter and the Anderfels, they say Darkspawn haunt the hinterlands, preying on outlying farmers and isolated villages, a constant threat. From Ferelden, Folklore and History by Sister Petrine, Chantry Scholar. It's the exact same thing. You guys take care of it. I'm gonna open this door. Bye-bye. Seven of 12. Of course, inventory's full. What was that rating? Well, Vera could use it. I'll give it for Varric. Excuse me, Nate. Yeah, squeeze yourself into there. Let's go back here, deal with the Carter leader. Don't want to get too off course. Yeah, you're done. Sarah, what's your bow at? $92. Oop, sorry. Report on activity in the hinterlands.
Our movements.
The soldiers call themselves the Inquisition. They've been helping the refugees near Redcliffe, poking around a fair bit too, though they haven't come near here. They have someone with a trick for closing those rifts. Some rich marcher they're claiming was sent by Andraste. Zealous nug shit, if you ask me. Just a brat wanting a new title so he can win the noble pissing match back home. If the mercenaries do their job, we shouldn't have a problem. Still, keep an eye out. Personal note scrawled in a ledger. It's good, though red. With the Templars severing ties to the Chantry, we should find buyers easily enough. It has to be the right buyer, though. Don't want anyone who will get ideas. We need to control distribution. If travel across Lake Calenhead is secured, we're made. Most of the veins have been near the surface. There's enough of it, but if we find a deeper vein, a source, the take could be huge. Once we have a firm grip on the current operation, we can look into expansion. Darktown's deal. Ask the nobles of Orzammar how their kingdom gets silks and grain and wine from the surface, and they'll tell you, trade with the surface occurs. It occurs, as if on its own, with no traders or merchants or human farmers involved. A little miracle of dwarven ingenuity. The result is a lot messier than their fantasy. Orzammar relies upon the surface not just for its prosperity, but for its survival. Ages of blights have taken thousands of taigs away from the dwarves. These were the places where most of the food was raised. The dwarven kingdom that endured alone, independent beneath the stone from time immemorial, perished in the first blight, faded into myth. Now the remaining dwarves underground cling to existence through a lifeline to the surface, a chain forged from the casteless. Every dwarf who goes to the surface is stripped of caste, effectively exiled and removed from dwarven society forever. But Orzammar relies on continued relations with those exiles to live. This has created a shadowy area of dwarven trade and politics where the rich, powerful, and elite maintain secret ties to people who, by official decree, no longer exist. And everyone knows what kinds of things lurk in the shadows. The Carter lives in the underbelly of the surface trade like the tapeworm. Many surface dwarves maintain ties, not officially recognized of course, but respectable, to their former houses in the noble or merchant castes, and those contacts are their means of trading with Orzammar. Those who have no ties, because they were cast off by their families or never had good connections, make the trip back underground to trade with Orzammar personally, where they find themselves treated like criminals. A casteless in Orzammar, even a wealthy one from the surface, will be driven away from most merchants, treated like he's carrying a plague at best. So these surface merchants turn to the Carter for help. The Carta acts as a contact in Orzammar for surface businesses and sells their goods on the black market. For a cut, of course. The Carta always gets its cut. The outraged citizens of Orzammar sometimes petition the Assembly to deal with the rampant crime surrounding the black market, and showy displays are made of kicking in the doors to Carta hideouts and raising Dust Town. But the Carta always comes back, because the Assembly always allows it. Too much of Orzammar is dependent on the black market trade, and the nobles know it. They all do business with the Carta. Everyone has a stake in its success. The Carta has 1,000 faces above and below the surface. Honest merchants and noble caste lords and upstanding members of the Merchants Guild. All a cover for them thousands more smugglers, thieves, and murderers in the shadows. The lifeline of Orzammar. Praise the ancestors. Excerpted from Darktown's Deal by Varric Tethras. Man, now I wish we had brought him with. What's in
Fancy
here?
enough like that has to be something good behind it, or something mean. Either way, right?
I'm stuck in a rock. What do we got in here? Brought it into Lord Varn's chamber. Strong men on both sides holding the shackles. It had been stripped of weapons and beaten until we judged it barely capable of walking. I'm told you were the lone survivor of the Darkspawn from the mines, Lord Varn said to it. A Hurlock, as I understand it. I am told that you spoke to my men when we captured you. The thing spoke. Told them we would die. His voice was guttural and savage, like a beast trained to mimic the language of men, but we made out its words clearly enough. Yes, said Lord Varn. You are smarter than your fellow beasts. Yes, said the beast. I would know more of this, said Lord Varn, that we might understand your people and negotiate. You will, said the beast. Your men beat me until their knuckles bled, my blood mixed with theirs. Soon they will hear the song. Soon their blood will burn, and I will lead them. The men all looked to their hands, for the blood sickness of the Darkspawn was known to us. When they did, the beast wrenched the shackles from their grip. Then it was upon Lord Varn, holding him by the throat. There is no talk, it said. No negotiation. You will die. Your world will die. Now you understand. It snapped Lord Varn's neck and killed 4 men before he finally killed it. An excerpt from the Blighted Codex, a classified collection of studies on the Darkspawn, held safely in the Imperial Library of Minrathous, available only to members of the Magisterium. Then how did it get down here? Level 16. Well, I can level up at least. What do we got here? I'll take it. Some Drakestone. I can't destroy these? Dang it. Human trained only. Aww. Sorry, Solus. Here, have a new helmet. What's in here? Or is this just another way out? Oh, we're back here now. Could go lower. Or we could leave and start heading north. Personally, I feel like we should leave and head north. We could probably come back here later or something. Back to the hinterlands. Ah, gah, gah. Do 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 do. I'm back. How do I get up there? We're gonna just head north. Fact, I'm gonna change my party up a little.
Nothing to report, sir.
Who needs to level? Iron Bull, you have 2. Wait, nope. Barrack. And since you two are here, we might have new stuff for you. Level 13. Sorry. Oh, wait, no. No, no, no. You're at 90. Huh, nice. No. Barrack, we got a new helmet for you. Oh, that's 17. Never mind, we gave it to Solus. I totally forgot. Sorry, buddy. Yep, I think this is where it is.
Like dragon territory. Oh, this is gonna be good.
quick, be quick. I'm on fire, aren't I? Come on, where was number 4? Dang it! Oh, I'm dead. Okay, that's it. We can't do it. We gotta take this thing out. Or at least move.
What are they doing here?
Can we loot it now? There it is. Let's get these shards. Spin the weed. What the heck was that? Come on. Here we go. No, no, no. Ah. Platforming. Here we go. Here we go. I'm okay. There's another. Just got 2 left. One more. Over this way. Here we are. All the shards in the hinterlands. And since we're over here... Yay. Now then. No way we're climbing that. Oh, hello. I'm going to do something that might be very dumb. We're not under attack at the moment. Really? Come on. Okay then. Ferelden Frostback.
Look at that! That is magnificent!
Let's kill it. Bull, take a potion. Solus, you too. Just be safe, I'm gonna take one as well. Not doing much. Trying to take out its legs. How is it immune? Sorry, guys. Climb up there? Never mind. Oh. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna survive this, considering how little damage we're doing. Why is it immune? Do I have not a good weapon or something? And Bull is right back down. Oh, everyone's dead. That's nice. Yeah, this didn't go well. Everything's doing so little damage to it. Well, we got it to about 2/3 of the way at least. That's something. I think the thing was all my shield bashes weren't doing much damage to it. That's probably what it was immune to. God dang it! I gotta do this all again. Okay, on the plus side, I'm not gonna fight the dragon. I'm just gonna come here, collect everything, and leave.
Looks like dragon territory. Oh, this is gonna be good.
stop flying around so I can look for shards? Please. That hurt. Incoming! Incoming! And then I ran right through it. Oh, just go away. Go away already. Okay, let's get these shards again. I'm okay. Oh, dang it. Come on. No! Ugh! Platforming sucks. Especially when you basically just hop up, straight up. I don't know what it is exactly. It's just... you slide so easily. I think that's the problem. Every tiny little incline. It's like if you're not completely flush, you just slide right off. And then you get in places like this where you get stuck. Okay, just one more left. Let's get this lyrium for Varric. want to get the region unlocked, so I'm not gonna go fight. I just want to get the region. There. Okay, let's get out of here. Yeah, we're not fighting him. Let's leave. Get back to camp, heal up, resupply. And you guys are fighting some dragonlings. Okay, that's fine. Let's get out of here. I think there's a camp that just happens to be right over here. What do you have? Yeah. Whoop. One too many times. Guys, don't go down there. There's a giant dragon. Okay, then. Why don't we finally head up to Redcliffe? No mark on the map. Bridge with 4 pillars and a waterfall under a tree. Nah, I'll figure it out later. Oh, yeah. This camp's close enough. Let's go.
Nothing to report, sir.
That's good. Yep, we're full stocked. conversations you guys want to take, go right ahead. Can we clean you? Nope. Should probably be down there.
Redcliffe village should be just ahead.
I want a constant watch on that damn thing. Sound the alarm at the first sign of demons.
Sorry, one too many times. Ah, we got a rift here. Great. Come here, you. Stop taking my people. Here we go.
What was that?
I think we could have skipped these things getting weirder, don't you?
There are many mages in Redcliffe. Maybe Fiona will know what's going on.
Make her have mercy. It's over. Open the gates.
We spread word the Inquisition was coming. But you should know that no one here was expecting us.
No one? Not even Grand Enchanter Fiona?
If she was, she hasn't told anyone. We've arranged use of the tavern for the negotiations.
Agents of the Inquisition, my apologies. Magister Alexius is in charge now, but hasn't yet arrived. He's expected shortly. You can speak with the former Grand Enchanter in the meantime.
The veil is weaker here than in Haven. And not merely weak, but altered in a way I have not seen.
Redcliffe, what's happened to you in these past few years? I see a landmark.
Look at that old thing. I'm surprised it's still standing.
Redcliffe Windmill. 13 to 17, wow. These ruins mark the spot where a windmill once overlooked Redcliffe Village. It was destroyed in the last days of the Blight when Darkspawn attacked the area and was never repaired. I see you up there, chest. Welcome to Redcliffe. It's definitely more lush than it was in the previous game. Of course, that could also be because of a graphical limitation, but it's looking pretty good.
We're just rumors after all.
Varric, you joined the Inquisition when Seeker Pendergast questioned you.
He was very insistent that I help.
Interesting.
What's interesting?
It's surprising that an elven apostate is the one who joined the Inquisition voluntarily.
King Calenhad Theron once famously declared, "The fate of Redcliffe is the fate of all Ferelden." Certainly the castle is the first and last defense for the sole land route into Ferelden, and the country has never fallen to any force that did not first capture Redcliffe. The castle, which despite being 3 times captured is popularly described as unassailable, also guards one of the largest and most prosperous towns in Ferelden. Redcliffe village is well situated near the mountain pass to Orzammar in the Orlesian border, and so serves as a center of foreign trade. For these reasons, Redcliffe is accounted an Arling despite the smallness of the domain. The inhabitants of Redcliffe village are primarily fishermen or merchants who ship dwarven goods through the pass from Orlais to Denerim. When the entire village smells of smoked fish on certain late autumn mornings, the merchants in their finery do their utmost to pretend otherwise. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar by Brother Genetivi. The events of the Ferelden Civil War left Redcliffe in tatters. Its reconstruction has been a slow process, but the city has made a remarkable recovery after its ordeal at the hands of young Lord Connor Guerin. After the Battle of Denerim, Arl Eamon gave the Arling over to his younger brother in order to devote his full attention to advising the throne. He left the new Arl Tegan with the monumental task of rebuilding the town, and perhaps the ever greater challenge of dealing with the influx of mages into the area following the breaking of the circles. From The Changing Face of Thedas by Sister Petrine, Chantry Scholar. Eric, if you please. Grey whiskey, bright wine, conscription ale. A bottle marked vintage, Warden Carver Hawk. Toast them all. Hey! Carver! That's neat. Excuse me. That's neat. Okay, let's see what kind of quest we have here. Blah. Hello.
Too many people dying for want of simple herbs. My apologies. Can I help you?
Are you running short of healing herbs?
Yes. We've many injured from attacks by those cursed Templars. I need the herbs to treat people's wounds. It's too dangerous to go hunting through the hills to gather more. I've a list there of the herbs I need.
There are refugees at the crossroads who would benefit from a healer.
Of course they would. These attacks by the Templars have endangered countless innocent lives. But if I go to the crossroads to help, I might end up in danger myself. I doubt those refugees would risk their lives for a knife here. Why should I risk mine for them?
Save yourself and all the villagers will remember is that you hid, even though they did the same. If you help the refugees, they may not love you, but they will hold their tongues before calling you knife ear.
All right. If the Inquisition soldiers are there, I might be safer regardless. I'll see you at the crossroads soon. Just give me a moment to gather my things.
Spin the wheat and elf root. Good thing we have all that in abundance.
May I help you?
I found some of the herbs you were looking for.
This is exactly what I needed.
Goodbye.
Thank you so much for your help.
Royal elf root. I thought I had some. Lyrium is the king of metals. Beneath our feet it sings. When properly refined, it is a smooth, slightly iridescent, silvery liquid. In the hands of the dwarven smith caste, it is mixed with steel to produce indestructible armor and blades that hold an edge for centuries. In the hands of the shaper it becomes a repository for living memories. Some scholars maintain this as evidence that lyrium is itself alive. It finds its most lucrative its application in the hands of the Formari, who use it in conjunction with baser metals like gold, silverite, viridium, or even iron to produce enchantments. Although mages, of course, consume it in a diluted form to bolster their abilities, this is not recommended. Overindulgence in lyrium can have disastrous consequences, particularly in more concentrated amounts. It is not advisable, for instance, that any reader handle raw lyrium, which in many cases can kill on contact. An excerpt from an Alchemical Primer of Metallurgy, Volume 1 by Lord Cerastus of Marnus Pell. There's a landmark over here. The hero of Ferelden was the younger son of Bryce Kuzlan, Terran of Highever. When all Rendon House forces attacked Castle Kuzlan and murdered most of the Kuzlan family, the hero escaped to safety with Grey Warden Commander Duncan, who then recruited him into the Order. After defeating the Archdemon and ending the Fifth Blight, the hero of Ferelden took up the mantle of Warden Commander. He began the task of rebuilding the Order in Ferelden, serving with honor until his disappearance several years later. His current whereabouts are unknown.
Desire demon took the mind of our young Lord Connor. The hero of Ferelden drove the demon away to save him. Maker be praised.
Tell me about your people.
They say a spirit dwells in a small lake south of the highway. The girls of the village bring it daisies and ask for love, but rarely does it listen. For 'tis a spirit of valor, not love, and it favors blood lotus flowers.
Huh.
Ah, Senna, my darling. For the first time in all these years, I fear I will not be visiting your ashes. What world is this? That demons and brigands stop a man from taking flowers to his wife's shrine.
What if I took flowers to your wife's shrine for you?
I do not know what to say, except thank you. I never expected anyone not of the blood to care. My Senna would be grateful. Her shrine lies on a hill to the west, near the tablstones. Thank you.
Stay safe.
Walk in peace.
Maker be with you.
I'll never get over that sky. Ooh.
I'd like to buy stuff, please. Thank you. What else do we got here? Another quest.
Please, are you with the Inquisition? As you've wandered, have you by any chance seen a ram that is, different? Lord Wolseley wandered off, and he's very special. If you could find him, I'd be most grateful.
What makes your ram so special?
Well, he's always been family luck, and his advice helped us make our fortune.
Your ram offered advice?
He's a very special ram.
Your ram has gone missing?
Yes. I'm certain that if he heard his Jimmy missed him, he'd come right back. He's likely at our family's old summer cabin. It's by the lake in the southern hills. If you do find him and send him back, I'd be happy to pay you.
I'll speak with you later.
If you find my ram, please send him home.
Ballad of Lord Wolsey. Huh.
May it be with you.
I am Sister Tanner. May I help you?
Are you a chantry sister?
A lay sister only. I work here to help the poor and extend the Maker's kindness to those who need it. It is very busy work, especially in these times, but let me know if I can ever help you.
I found the letter you sent a Templar named Corin.
What? Shit. You can't prove anything. A letter from a rogue Templar. Nobody is going to care. So, what do you intend to do?
What kind of cut are they giving you? Have you got protection? I see a suspicious lack of guards. It looks to me like you've been cut loose. Maybe you should look for a new employer.
Are you serious? The high and mighty Inquisition needs smugglers? All right, I'm in. Seems like the Inquisition is the safer bet these days.
Huh. Can I visit the chantry? Let's see what this place is like. As students of culture, it is important to always recognize your biases. I wear my Chantry perspective openly, for if my readers do not understand the lens through which I view the world, they cannot account for how these biases may color my writing. Gathering accurate information is challenging in a place as vast and fragmented as Thedas. One man may go on length as lurid dealings with the king, then refuse to provide his name of some proof of the account. Other sources may conflict wildly. Fixing travel to some of the more remote areas of the continent is nothing compared to the difficulty I've had finding contacts I can trust. I cannot tell you how many times reputable people have tried to deceive me, sometimes for personal notoriety, more often in the interest of a pet cause. Trustworthy Kunari, Dalish, and Tevinter contacts are especially scarce, and I prize those I have kept friendly. Often it is I who must earn their trust. Text too can be unreliable. From extensive readings, I have determined that Andraste was a Ferelden Orlesian who was born in every town from here to Hosberg. What little remains of elven history has been told and retold, shifted and skewed, until the tales are unrecognizable. I have particular respect for the dwarves, for there is no other people so obsessed with recording an accurate and complete history. If only the Shapers were as open as the skies they fear. If I can be honest, the long reign of the Chantry has made the recording of reality at times a trial. Most common histories have been rewritten through the filter of my religion. Everything has meaning as it pertains to the Maker, and while this is unavoidable, it sometimes leads to conflicts between what is officially taught by the Chantry and what I have seen with my own eyes. While my belief in the Maker is absolute, only a fool would ignore the lessons to be learned from other societies and religions. Take the Fade. Was it the kingdom of the Maker, as common knowledge dictates, or the realm of the Tevinter Old Gods? Few people would contest its existence, but beyond that, there's little agreement among scholars. Though there are many who would disagree with me, I've come to believe nothing is for certain. I've met too many people and encountered too many perspectives not to keep an open mind about these things. Excerpts from a lecture by Brother Genetivi at the University of Orlais, delivered shortly after the release of his seminal work, In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar. Excuse me, Bull. The Circle of Magi was established centuries ago to protect us, and to protect those without magic from the things we might do. No man in his right mind would disagree that these are noble goals. I refuse to believe that the Chantry intended the injustice and oppression we suffered in the intervening years. Segregation of mages from non-mages within Templar-guarded compounds was the best, possibly the only, option available. We have recently had to face the stark reality that the system failed us. The Circle of Magi in Ferelden's Kinloch hold was one of the most liberally run, and even there we saw sedition and dissent, resulting in a failed revolt that nearly destroyed the entire tower. Perhaps stringency could work where leniency failed? I would present Kirkwell's gallows as evidence against such thinking. Knight Commander Meredith's vice grip on the Circle in her care backfired, leaving us where we are now. If the Circles, no matter how they are managed, do not, perhaps cannot, function as intended, what is next? There are no easy answers. The events of recent years have forced me to re-examine my views on freedom. As Aquitarians, we have always advocated self-control and cooperation within the Chantry, but this approach may no longer serve. I must consider that our libertarian brothers and sisters had the right of it all along. Look at the strife and chaos that now consumes our world. Fighting for independence, for a better system, may not improve our situation, but it cannot make it any worse. Letter from Senior Enchanter Vorman Keen of Cumberland to a colleague, dated 939 Dragon. Bull, you are floating. That's creepy. I can fast travel to Redcliffe, right? Yeah, there's a fast travel. Okay. I'm gonna go down here and quickly do some of these side quests. Shouldn't take too long, hopefully. Let's go find Lord Wolsey. Not this way. Not royal, but I'll take it.
Safe travel, sir.
Okay. Oh, I think I see him. Lord Wolsey. There you are. Where are you going?
Lord Wolseley, I presume. A young man named Jimmy would very much like you to return home. Oh, good.
She told us right and proper, son. 3 times around the crown statue, right hand close enough to brush the stone itself, and the spirits will listen. Everything else has been done. We slipped a silver to the chantry to save grandfather's body from the burning, and he's buried close by. 3 times around, always turning right, and the spirits will bring him back to us. Go now, and don't be afraid. Three times, turning right. Honey-tongued was Thelm of Tyrda, gift of gold and steel to start. Wanted Tyrda's men for warriors, stolen tribe from stolen heart. Cold her tribe the gold hand counseled, lean from winter's wind knife chill. Be my bride and cross the waking, eat the gilded city's fill. Tyrda bright axe, fraught with fury, crystal axe head stirred to blaze. Heated well her leaf-eared lover, unabashed by lustful gaze. None shall break my tribe apart, not with demon words that kill. Fear my fury's fiery rays. Dream words lie, their thirst unslacking. grandfather's tough. Okay then. Let's go back and play some Blood Lotus. I swear I had Royal Elf Root. Maybe I used it up for something. Oh, this is the Valmar Gate. No, that's just Blood Lotus. Oh, wait. Eh. Hey, bull. Eh. That wasn't really much. Okay, what else is in the area? Fast travel over there. Really, guys? Just chill out. Senna, beloved, may your ashes be gathered by Falandine and carried safely, after all the long years you carried me. What's over here? Ooh, please be careful. Landmark. Just one more. Teeter Brightaxe, Avar chieftain, strong her tribe with dwarven trade, battles brought to men and demons, one with wisdom, fire, and blade. Then did Tyrda look to Hender, dwarf prince friend, children giver. Took her freedom, Hender glad, wished her what he could not give her. Chose her child to stand as chieftain, after all last wrongs were righted. Gifted goods of worldly want, left her tribes no more benighted. Skyward one last trek she made, to her lover dream delivered. Raven feathered, reunited, hearts both whole, now neither aching. Just one more landmark somewhere. Quickly traveled the crossroads. I swear I had Royal Elf Root.
Pleasure to see you again.
Are you running short of healing herbs?
Yes, I need them to keep wounds from going bad. It's too dangerous to go hunting through the hills to gather more. I've a list there of the herbs I need.
Goodbye.
Thank you so much for your help.
I just need one Royal Elf Root. Anything else out here? No, I think it's all just back in Redcliffe now. Okie dokie then. Let's go hand in some quests.
The Grey Warden Alistair grew up at Redcliffe. He used to play in the fields outside this very village. The Grey Warden Alistair grew up at Redcliffe. He used to play in the fields outside this very village. And now the boy who once begged me to make him toy soldiers rules all of Ferelden.
That's neat.
I do not suppose you found my Senna's shrine. I know it is a long way to go.
I cleaned Senna's shrine and placed the flowers. May her ashes be gathered by Falundine and carried safely.
After all the long years she carried me, thank you. You do a foolish old man too much kindness. Thank you, friend. May your Inquisition do as much good for the land as you have done for me.
You're welcome. Lord Wolsey's owner. I found your ram. Good thing we didn't have to escort him back.
Is anything we can do? Just ask. Thank you.
Hey, Lord Wolsey.
Lord Wolseley came back! He says you convinced him. Here, for all your trouble.
Okay. Let's see what the mages have to say. Tavern looks nice. Of course, this could just be the loading screen.
Welcome, agents of the Inquisition. What has brought you to Redcliffe?
We're here because of your invitation back in Val Royeaux.
You must be mistaken. I haven't been to Val Royeaux since before the Conclave.
Really?
Well, that's very strange, because someone who looked exactly like you spoke to me in Val Royeaux.
Exactly like me? I suppose it could be magic at work, but why would anyone... Whoever or whatever brought you here? The situation has changed. The Free Mages have already pledged themselves to the service of the Tevinter Imperium.
This right here is why you can't trust mages.
Andraste's ass. I'm trying to think of a single worse thing you could have done, and I've got nothing.
I understand that you are afraid, but you deserve better than slavery to Tevinter.
As one indentured to a Magister, I no longer have the authority to negotiate with you.
An alliance with Tevinter is a terrible mistake.
All hope of peace died with Justinia. This bargain with Tevinter would not have been my first choice, but we had no choice. We are losing this war. I needed to save as many of my people as I could.
Welcome, my friends. I apologize for not greeting you earlier.
Agents of the Inquisition, allow me to introduce Magister Girion Alexius.
The Southern Mages are under my command. And you are the survivor, yes? The one from the Fade? Interesting.
I'd like to know more about this alliance between the rebel mages and the Imperium.
Certainly. What specifically do you wish to know?
I haven't seen any sign of Redcliffe's Arl or his men.
The Arl of Redcliffe left the village.
Left? That's a polite way of saying thrown out on his ass.
There were tensions growing. I did not want an incident.
I'd like to know more about this alliance between the rebel mages and the Imperium.
Certainly. What specifically do you wish to know?
I'm not clear on when exactly you negotiated this arrangement with Fiona.
When the Conclave was destroyed, these poor souls faced the brutality of the Templars, who rushed to attack them. It could only be through divine providence that I arrived when I did.
It was certainly very timely.
The Grand Enchanter told me she was indentured to a Magister.
Our Southern brethren have no legal status in the Imperium. As they were not born citizens of Tevinter, they must work for a period of 10 years before gaining full rights. As their protector, I shall oversee their work for the Imperium.
What does the Imperium gain from taking rebel mages under its wing?
For the moment, the Southern Mages are a considerable expense. After they are properly trained, they will join our Legion.
You said not all my people would be military. There are children, Those not suited.
And one day I'm sure they will all be productive citizens of the Imperium when their debts are paid.
You're quite a long way from Tevinter, Alexius.
Indeed I am, though I have heard you are no Ferelden either. It seems we are both strangers here. Felix, would you send for a scribe, please? Pardon my manners. My son Felix, friends. I am not surprised you're here. Containing the breach is not a feat that many could even attempt. There is no telling how many mages would be needed for such an endeavor. Ambitious, indeed.
Does that mean you'll lend your mages to our cause?
There will have to be. Felix.
My lord, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me.
Are you all right?
I'm fine, Father.
Come, I'll get your powders. Please excuse me, friends. We will have to continue this another time. Fiona, I require your assistance back at the castle.
I don't mean to trouble everyone.
I shall send word to the Inquisition. We will conclude this business at a later date.
Come to the Chantry. You are in danger.
Ooh, very mysterious.
We'll be careful, but we need to figure out what's going on here.
Lords and ladies of the Magisterium, before we vote on the budget for this latest measure against the Kunari, I would ask that we take a moment to consider the state of our institutions of higher learning. The Circle of Minrathos is more than 10,000 years old. Denarius the Dreamer himself was born within those walls. It continues to be a source of wisdom and guidance for the best and brightest of the Imperium's youth, yet it falls into disrepair. Magister Aurorius has made her case several times for increasing funds to the circles, and as yet, her appeals have gone unanswered. Magister Viren has spoken at length on the threat of the Oxmen in the north, a tide of brutality that we alone hold back. Let me add this. How shall we defeat the Kunari? How have we held back their advance all these long years without support from the other nations of Thedas? You know the answer. Magic. It is our magic that holds the beasts at bay, and through the ingenuity of our magic we will drive them from our shores forever. My friends and colleagues, this is the battle we prepare our apprentices, sons, and daughters to face. They need the resources to discover new magic, new techniques that can lend us an advantage in this endless war. They cannot do this while roofs crumble over their heads. Repair the circles. Let the Imperium's future be more than slow decline to the marching steps of legions. An address by Magister Alexius to the Magisterium, taken from the official minutes in 939 Dragon.
We don't need your kind here. Your Inquisition's just Templars by another name.
You'd rather bow to Tevinter than join the Inquisition?
All you Chantry types think the same way. The Imperium is a great evil that must be avoided. It's just because they're ruled by mages. No one wants us to look at them and say their mages are free and the world hasn't ended.
But don't Magisters summon demons and practice human sacrifice?
The Chantry says whatever they think will scare us. What's wrong with blood magic? People don't like the idea of us controlling their thoughts, but they have no problem with us throwing fireballs in their wars. In Tevinter, the mages police themselves. It works.
Who are you?
Linnea. Just Linnea. Don't ask what Circle Tower I'm from, because we're done with that. We're all free mages now.
Why does everyone think we're part of the Chantry? We left the Chantry. They hate us.
Right. And I'm the Empress of Orlais. Go back to your Templars. We don't need you.
Magister Alexius does not approve of those without magic like you and me. You may not wish to stay long. Many villagers have already left to escape his ire.
This village has a history with mages, doesn't it? Do you know the details?
During the last blight, the Arl of Redcliffe became ill. Not even the efforts of the Circle could save him. His young son, who was an undiscovered mage, made a deal with a demon to keep the Arl from death. The boy became an abomination. Through him, each night, the demon raised armies of corpses to assault the village. The hero of Ferelden defeated the demon and stopped the undead hordes from destroying Redcliffe.
What does the Magister have against you?
He does not like to be reminded of what mages can become. He says all Tranquil must leave Redcliffe, but who would take us in?
How long have Tevinters been here?
Magister Alexius arrived at nightfall, 2 days after we retreated from the Temple of Sacred Ashes. He forced anyone without magic out of the castle, save those he required to serve him. Even the Arl was sent away.
Farewell, then.
One moment. You are a member of the Inquisition, are you not? I am an alchemist. You must require potions. If the Magister will not have me here, perhaps I can offer my services.
We would be delighted to have you working for the Inquisition.
Thank you. While one lives, it is good to believe there is still a use for one's talents.
Yay! We got an agent.
Thank you.
You all right, sir?
The Crows and Queen Madrigal. The first crow refused to speak, even when we put hot coals in the soles of his feet and peeled the skin off his face and hands with a paring knife. Ew. He opted instead to chew through his own tongue and choke to death on the blood. The second captive repeated what we already knew. Queen Madrigal went on a hunt and did not appear for the evening's festivities. Her body was later found with 4 steel swords through the chest. I asked what he knew about one of the 4 swords being a replica of Hessarian's Sword of Mercy. He had not heard about that, or at least claimed as much. He later died on the rack, smiling slightly. The third crow must have realized he would not leave the dungeon alive. He seemed to hope that by angering Master Fiore, he would earn himself a quick death. The crow tried our patience with pithy comments while Master Fiore was trying to work. At one point, he made a remark about Fiore's mother, which I shall now repeat here. I will admit to feeling admiration for his ability to retain a capacity for coherent speech, and even some wit while under extreme duress. And all his useless chatter, this third crow did raise an important point. His guild has a reputation to uphold. They are ruthless, efficient, and discreet. How would they maintain such notoriety if agents routinely revealed the names of employers with something as banal as torture? This gave me pause. I called for a halt to the session. After some thought, I stabbed the man through the heart and set the 4th and 5th crow captives free. If there is a confession to be extracted, it will not be done with pain. I recommend we abandon this course of action. A report by Captain Aristide, taken from investigating the assassination of Queen Madrigal of Antiva.
Inquisition, huh? I wish to Holy Andraste you'd gotten here sooner. These Tevinters make my shoulder blades itch.
Who are you?
Name's Talwyn, formerly of the Circle of Magi in Hosberg. Lived my whole life there, since I was 10 years old and came into my magic. 3 meals a day, quality education, a roof over my head. If you're not summoning demons, a mage tower's a fine place to be.
If you were happy in the Circle, why are you here with the rebels?
We're all rebels now. vote saw to that. The majority wanted to dissolve the circles. The rest of us went with them or were cut loose. I figured I'm better off with my fellow mages than on my own.
You're not happy with this new alliance?
Something's not right about that lot. They're not like us. Magic or no, I'd rather count myself among decent folk than stand with magisters.
How did the Grand Enchanter end up working with Tevinter?
1 minute, we were bracing for the Templars to attack. The next, we had a Magister ally. It was a stroke of luck that's given us an edge. In a way. Out of the frying pan.
Goodbye.
Be careful. The Tevinters likely aren't happy you're asking questions.
Thanks for the warning. When we heard of the injustices against our fellow mages at the White Spire, the Circle of Magi and Val Royeaux, I feared what was to come. Our circle at Darsmuid is small and isolated. It exists largely as a facade to appease the Chantry. When the other circles rose up, the Chantry sent seekers across the bay from Islay to investigate. They found us mixing freely with our families, training female mages in the traditions of the seers, and denounced us as apostates. Perhaps they thought we were spineless rogues who could be intimidated with a little bloodshed. Before I was first enchanter, I was the daughter of Captain Rivard of the Felicissima Armada. I know how to plan a battle. They brought with them a small army of Templars. We fought, and we might have won, but they invoked the right of annulment, with all the unrelenting brutality that allowed. It is their right to put screaming apprentices to the sword, burn our tainted libraries, crush irreplaceable artifacts under their heels, tear down the very walls of our home. No mage has the right to disagree. We of the Darismund Circle wait now, behind barricades. I have sent word to our brothers and sister mages of this outrage. When they break through, we will not die alone. Final journal entry of First Enchanter Revella, slain in Darismund. 940 Dragon. "23rd of Ferventus. When I set out for the capital of Ravane, I did not anticipate arriving in the middle of a little provincial festival. The streets are thick with fishermen and farmers coming in from the countrysides for some gathering. Rural life apparently breeds fierce rivalries. I've seen more than one fistfight erupt in the square outside the inn. And do they call this music? Excellent wine, however. It must be Tevinter. 24th of Ferventus. The agreement is sealed. The merchant had more jewelry on his head than Orlesian women do on their fingers, but anyone willing to sell me silk at this price may dress how they please. Sabal, whose title is Ana'in, is an amiable sort who offered to show me Alsmet tonight. Apparently the village leaders, hedge mages they dub seers, travel to Darismuid twice a year to meet in council, forge trade agreements, and publicly pledge loyalty to Ravane's queen. Deals made at Alsmet are seen as especially auspicious. Sabal warned me that sometimes hotheads will attempt to settle old feuds before these seers decree binding judgments here. But there are also feasts, lavish gift-giving ceremonies, musical contests, and other rustic nonsense. This explains the rabble. Still, it might be amusing to sample the local color. I've just witnessed a loudly public exchange between two men trying to outdo each other with ridiculous boasts in the square. The most extravagant lyre was applauded and decorated with wreaths by the crowd. The Ravani are lively, I'll grant them that, and not at all afraid to drink with a Tevinter. Ha! Peasant oaf threatened me after I tripped into him at feast. Bit of fire cowed him. Impressed ladies, too. What enlightened attitudes. These people have fantasses long, lovely dancers here. Must Rem get vintage from innkeep. Label was blue. 26th of Ferventist. Find out who's sleeping on top of me. Bring more robes next time. From the diary of Bescorus of Viranthium. 932 Dragon. Sounds like someone had a good time. Excuse me.
What, sir?
Of course.
All right then. What is going on with Tevinter? There we go. Yeah, there's nothing else. Just meet Felix in the chantry. Well, it's a good thing we went through here already.
They say Andraste sent you to save the world. If it'll help save lives and bring peace, I'll be the first to believe.
I'm trying. I hope I don't disappoint.
I hope so too.
Are you working for the Mage Rebellion?
Mages are children of the Maker, no less than the rest of us. They struggle no less with questions of faith.
Does that mean you support their freedom?
Given a choice between the Circle and death, most mages willingly gave up some small freedoms for safety. But the pendulum swings, and now it seems any restraint is too much. I think they should have a chance to prove they deserve freedom.
I don't see any other priests in the village. Where is everybody?
The Magister had the others escorted out for their own safety, but I refused. He can throw me out if he wants. Until then, I tend to my flock.
What are your feelings on the mages working with Tevinter?
The Imperium burned Andraste. Since then, we have led 4 exalted marches against them. Yet in all those marches, they still acknowledged the Maker. Now I speak of him and the Magisters laugh. Something has happened, and I dread to learn what.
I will leave you to your duties.
Make us speed you, my child.
Knock, knock. That's a nice coat of arms.
Good. You're finally here. Now help me close this, would you?
Okay. Rift inside the chantry. There's a story behind this.
how does that work exactly? You don't even know, do you? You just wiggle your fingers and boom. Rift closes.
Who are you?
Ah, getting ahead of myself again, I see. Dorian of House Parvus, most recently of Minrathous. How do you do?
Watch yourself. The pretty ones are always the worst.
Suspicious friends you have here. Magister Alexius was once my mentor, so my assistance should be valuable, as I'm sure you can imagine.
Are you a Magister?
All right, let's say this once. I'm a mage from Tevinter, but not a member of the Magisterium. I know Southerners use the terms interchangeably, but that only makes you sound like barbarians.
I was expecting Felix to be here.
I'm sure he's on his way. He was to give you the note, then meet us here after ditching his father.
Alexius couldn't jump to Felix's side fast enough when he pretended to be faint. Is something wrong with him?
He's had some lingering illness for months. Felix is an only child, and Alexius is being a mother hen, most likely.
You're betraying your mentor because...
Alexius was my mentor. Meaning he's not any longer. Not for some time. Look, you must know there's danger. That should be obvious even without the note. Let's start with Alexius claiming the allegiance of the mage rebels out from under you. As if by magic, yes? Which is exactly right. To reach Redcliffe, before the Inquisition, Alexius distorted time itself.
He arranged it so he could arrive here just after the Divine died?
You catch on quick.
That is fascinating if true, and almost certainly dangerous.
The rift you closed here. You saw how it twisted time around itself, sped some things up and slowed others down. Soon, there will be more like it, and they'll appear further and further away from Redcliffe. The magic Alexius is using is wildly unstable, and it's unraveling the world.
You're asking me to take a lot on faith.
I know what I'm talking about. I helped develop this magic. When I was still his apprentice, it was pure theory. Alexius could never get it to work. What I don't understand is why he's doing it, ripping time to shreds just to gain a few hundred lackeys.
He didn't do it for them.
Took you long enough. Is he getting suspicious?
No, but I shouldn't have played the illness card. I thought he'd be fussing over me all day. My father's joined a cult, Tevinter Supremacists. They call themselves Venatori. And I can tell you one thing. Whatever he's done for them, he's done it to get to you.
Why would he rearrange time and indenture the Mage Rebellion just to get to me?
They're obsessed with you, but I don't know why. Perhaps because you survived the Temple of Sacred Ashes.
You can close the rifts. Maybe there's a connection. Or they see you as a threat.
If the Venatori are behind those rifts or the breach in the sky, they're even worse than I thought.
Alexius is your father. Why are you working against him?
For the same reason Dorian works against him. I love my father, and I love my country. But this? Cults? Time magic? What he's doing now is madness. For his own sake, you have to stop him.
It would also be nice if he didn't rip a hole in time. There's already a hole in the sky.
Do you have any suggestions?
You know you're his target. Expecting the trap is the first step in turning it to your advantage. I can't stay in Redcliffe. Alexius doesn't know I'm here, and I want to keep it that way for now. But whenever you're ready to deal with him, I want to be there. I'll be in touch. Oh, and Felix, try not to get yourself killed.
There are worse things than dying, Dorian.
Dorian Pavus, only child and heir presumptive to the senatorial seat of Magister Hallward Pavus, Dorian comes from a prestigious line of mages, prominent in the coastal Tevinter city of Carinus since the late Exalted Age. At that time, the Imperium was recovering from a failed Exalted March and the Fourth Blight. Gideon Pavis arose as a voice of reason within the Magisterium. His bloc of allies convinced the Imperium not to descend upon the weakened South, to extend a hand of reconciliation to those who had once sought their destruction. That House Pavis remained standing even after Magister Gideon was tried for treason is a testament to the power he built, and, as Dorian himself would claim, an excellent example of how internecine politics in Tevinter can bring low even the brightest star. A lesson, he says, one should never forget. I know what you've been telling the others. You mouth the word cult and repeat lies the Chantry has been spewing at us for 1,000 years. Look around you, my friend. See what mighty Tevinter's today, a once proud nation brought low, barely able to hold itself against the Oxmen. We neutered our mages at the behest of a foreign religion, exalted their false maker, and became the laughing stock of all Thedas. Now we have the chance to reclaim what is rightly ours, but only if we act. We cannot wait to see which way the wind is blowing. We must make it blow. The Venatori are hunters, recruited in secret over several years. We will descend with deadly purpose, to spill the blood of the South and make it ripe for conquest. When we return to our homeland, it will be as victors, with a new god as our patron. Then the cowards who refuse to aid us will know their mistake in full. Reported as evidence to the Viranthium Circle of Magi, Dragon 940. So recent. Okay, back to Haven then. Oh, great, we got time travel. Or something like it. That's a nice picture. I kind of wonder, why did they make this a loading screen? Couldn't they have just stayed on the cards?
How's it going? See you later, Bo. See you.
I'm gonna assume nothing much has changed in terms of dialogue.
Need something?
Can I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.
In that case...
Thanks, Varric.
No problem.
I should sell stuff.
Tell Mother Giselle I run a business, not a charity.
Uh-huh. I'll make sure.
Who trusts in the Maker? Fire is
O Creator, see me kneel, for I walk only where you would bid me.
Liliana,
Stand only in place
do you have anything?
you have blessed. Sing only the words you place in my throat.
Anything I should know?
I've nothing to report at the moment.
Okay, then.
I'll leave you to your work.
Just checking.
Do you need anything more?
Tell Mother Giselle to examine all the wounds as I described. Greetings.
What do the people make of us?
We've gathered many favors among the nobility. They will be gently reminded of this.
Any visiting dignitaries I should watch out for?
None in particular. Our guests are well pleased with what they've seen.
Damage against beasts increased. Council, got a report. A major update.
Master Dennett's horses are a fine addition to our stables. I will see they are well tended.
The Inquisitor's efforts to close the Fade Rifts has increased ability in various regions across Thedas. However, demons sometimes remain, having wandered from the site of the original rifts. The Inquisition has received numerous requests for aid in dealing with this problem. Local nobility should take an interest in securing their lands. We can appeal to them for assistance. Our soldiers can do sweeps of areas formerly containing Fade Rifts and eliminate any demons.
At your service.
Inquisitor, as a longtime scholar of the ancient Avar, I find the information you uncovered about Tevinter Brightaxe fascinating. Many believe the Avar are unsophisticated barbarians with no culture worth studying, but do not our legions say the same of us? The rich oral tradition of the Avar has been largely lost, leaving only those rune-marked fragments. Nevertheless, these confirm what we have heard in stories, that Tevinter pulled her tribe away from a would-be warlord and chose a hard life in the mountains for uncertain reasons. It is fortunate that she did, for had the Avar remained, the ancient Alamari might have pushed north and attracted the attention of the Neromanian tribes that would one day form the Tevinter Imperium. Had that happened, it is unlikely the Alamari would have survived to become Ferelden as we know it. Based on marker runes left at each of these locations, I may be able to find the site where Tyrda's legendary axe is located. A crystal-headed axe, said to burn with flame, would be a fascinating find indeed, if the Inquisition will finance my expedition. Yours, Sister Dorcas Guerin. The Avar tribes are not friendly. My scouts can get Sister Dorcas in and out of the mountains safely. If it's worth our time, I can provide this scholar with soldiers to protect her.
All right.
Choosing the mages will make it impossible to work with the Templars. Redcliffe Castle and the mages who would close the breach are under control of Magister Guerin Alexius, a Venatori cultist with an unhealthy interest in Trevelyan and the power to reorder time itself. He has kindly invited Trevelyan to the castle, alone, to negotiate. It's an obvious trap, but Liliana and her agents can infiltrate the castle and remove the Venatori threat while Alexius's attention is diverted. A dangerous game, but it's our best chance. Choosing this will make it impossible to work with the mages. Liliane and Josephine have been working tirelessly to convince, coerce, and win over some of Orlay's most influential houses. 10 noble families will help the Inquisition pressure the Templars into sealing the breach, traveling to Therenfall Redoubt, and demand the Lord Seeker deal with them or face the wrath of Orlais. The Inquisition has promised the Herald of Andraste as its voice in these negotiations. I kind of think we should go for the mages.
We don't have the manpower to take the castle. Either we find another way in, or give up this nonsense and go and get the Templars.
Redcliffe is in the hands of a Magister. This cannot be allowed to stand.
The letter from Alexius asked for the Herald of Andraste by name. It's an obvious trap.
We can't waste time fighting among ourselves. We have to come to an agreement.
A Tevinter Magister controls Redcliffe, invites us to the castle to talk, and some of us want to do nothing.
Not this again.
Redcliffe Castle is one of the most defensible fortresses in Ferelden. It has repelled thousands of assaults. If you go in there, you'll die, and we'll lose the only means we have of closing these rifts. I won't allow it.
And if we don't even try to meet Alexius, we lose the mages, and leave a hostile foreign power on our doorstep.
Even if we could assault the keep, it would be for naught. An Orlesian Inquisition's army marching into Ferelden would provoke a war. Our hands are tied.
The Magister
has outplayed us.
We can't just give up. There has to be something we can do.
We cannot accept defeat now. There must be a solution.
Where is the Earl of Redcliffe? I'm sure he'd help us get his castle back.
After he was displaced, Arl Tegan rode straight for Dunrim to petition the Crown for help. I doubt he'll want our assistance once the Ferelden army lays siege to his castle.
Wait. There is a secret passage into the castle, an escape route for the family. It's too narrow for our troops, but we could send agents through.
Too risky. Those agents will be discovered well before they reach the Magister.
That's why we need a distraction. Perhaps the envoy Alexius wants so badly.
Focus their attention on Trevelyan, while we take out the Tevinters. It's risky, but it could work.
Fortunately, you'll have help.
This man says he has information about the Magister and his methods, Commander.
Your spies will never get past Alexius's magic without my help. So if you're going after him, I'm coming along. The plan puts you in the most danger. We can't in good conscience order you to do this. We can still go after the Templars if you'd rather not play the bait. It's up to you.
I feel like we should do this. Like Liliana said, they're in Redcliffe, which is basically right next door. The mages have basically joined the Imperium, and Alexios is tampering with time magic. Sorry, Templars, but I'm going with the mages. So Dorian has to come with. It's been Cassandra. Varric. Nice picture. Not foreboding at all.
Announce us.
The Magister's invitation was for Master Trevelyan alone. The others must wait here.
If my friends can't enter, then I won't go in either.
My Lord Magister, the agents of the Inquisition have arrived.
My friend, it's so good to see you again. And your associates, of course. I'm sure we can work out some arrangement that is equitable to all parties.
Are we mages to have no voice in deciding our fate?
Fiona, you would not have turned your followers over to my care if you did not trust me with their lives.
If the Grand Enchanter wants to be part of these talks, then I welcome her as a guest of the Inquisition.
Thank you.
The Inquisition needs mages to close the breach, and I have them. So, what shall you offer in exchange?
The Inquisition has many backers among the Orlesian nobility. I'm sure we can find suitable compensation.
I'm not sure what the Orlesian nobility have to offer that I don't already possess.
He knows everything, Father.
Felix, what have you done?
Your son is concerned that you're involved in something terrible.
So speaks the thief. Do you think you can turn my son against me? You walk into my stronghold with your stolen mark, a gift you don't even understand, and think you're in control. You're nothing but a mistake.
If I'm a mistake, what exactly was the breach supposed to accomplish?
It was to be a triumphant moment for the Elder One, for this world.
Father, listen to yourself. Do you know what you sound like?
He sounds exactly like the sort of villainous cliché everyone expects us to be.
Dorian, I gave you a chance to be a part of this. You turned me down. The Elder One has power you would not believe. He will raise the Imperium from its own ashes.
That's who you serve? The one who killed the Divine? Is he a mage?
Soon, he will become a god. He will make the world bow to mages once more. We will rule from the Boric Ocean to the frozen seas.
You can't involve my people in this.
Alexius, this is exactly what you and I talked about never wanting to happen. Why would you support this?
Stop it, Father. Give up the Venatori. Let the Southern Mages fight the breach, and let's go home.
No. It's the only way, Felix. He can save you.
Save me?
There is a way. The Elder One promised, if I undo the mistake at the temple.
I'm going to die. You need to accept that.
Seize them, Venatori. The Elder One demands this man's life.
Your men are dead, Alexius.
You are a mistake. You should never have existed. Blood of the Elder One. Where'd they come from?
Interesting. It's probably not what Alexius intended. The rift must have moved us to what? The closest confluence of arcane energy?
The last thing I remember, we were in the castle hall.
Let's see. If we're still in the castle, it isn't. Oh, of course, it's not simply where, it's when. Alexius used the amulet as a focus. It moved us through time.
Did we go forward in time or back? And how far?
Those are excellent questions. We'll have to find out, won't we? Let's look around, see where the rift took us. Then we can figure out how to get back. If we can.
What was Alexius trying to do?
I believe his original plan was to remove you from time completely. If that happened, you would never have been at the Temple of Sacred Ashes or mangled his Elder One's plan. I think your surprise in the castle hall made him reckless. He tossed us into the rift before he was ready. I counted it. The magic went wild, and here we are. Make sense?
It just seems so insane.
I don't even want to think about what this will do to the fabric of the world. We didn't travel through time so much as punch a hole through it and toss it into the privy. But don't worry. I'm here. I'll protect you.
There were others in the hall. Could they have been drawn through the rift?
I doubt it was large enough to bring the whole room through. Alexius wouldn't risk catching himself or Felix in it. They're probably still where and when we left them. In some sense, anyway.
Alexius mentioned an Elder One in the hall. Do you know who he was talking about?
Leader of the Venatori, I suspect. Some magister aspiring to godhood. It's the same old tune. Let's play with magic we don't understand. It will make us incredibly powerful. Evidently, it doesn't matter if you rip apart the fabric of time in the process.
And what happens if we can't get back?
Then we get comfortable in our new present.
Well, that sounds nice. Dorian, what kind of stuff do you have? You have nothing. jeez. Okay, Dorian, let's give you some stuff. As for armor, accessories. And that's all we can give you for now. Okay then, well, we're in a bit of a pickle. Better save the game. Dang, already over almost a day's worth? Jeez. Next time, we'll see when we've been transported to, and if there's a way back. And see if we can defeat Alexios. Save Redcliffe. But until then, if you like this video, let me know in the comments. If you really liked it, press that cute little like button. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Luke Dog, and I'll see you next time.